Here we go, folks. Qualifying underway. You're watching Mr. Rude take us round for the first lap in anger of qualifying in the Chinese Grand Prix. Round 2 of the PlayStation Pacific Open Series Tier 1 coming to you live. Pleasure to be at your place or wherever you're tuning in from. Round 1 done and dusted at Portugal. We head east to China with a few of the drivers looking to make up for some disappointments from last week, and those who were successful looking to back it up with another good haul of points. So we are going round with Mercedes of CBF Rude. First man out on track. Thank you for joining us, all the viewers out there. Remember to contribute, join in the comments, don't be afraid. No silly questions or comments here, chuck them out there. It's good to have as many of you as we possibly can join in, take part in the coverage of the Race Spec Championship. So Rude is about to complete this first lap. We'll get an idea of what kind of time he's put in there. He'll go over start-finish line with a 1:32.6. Next goes Banana Cake Pie, 4 tenths adrift, and a few more start to cross the line. Grim Reaper usurps Rude. Here goes CBF Chip, he'll take the top spot, 4 tenths better than the Grim Reaper. So it's Mercedes, Ferrari, Mercedes, Alfa Romeo, am I right? Yeah, Aston Martin. A lap, we'll try and find, I think Delicious is about to finish his lap, and it's good enough for provisional top spot at the moment. 1:31.5. Short single session quali, 14.5 minutes remain. Hello to F1 Ferrari Pro and Tinsel Winsel in the comments. Thanks for joining us. Good to have you with us in China, sort of. Next across the line we got, well, I was going to My Name is Jeff, and he quickly shot up to 5th place. On the board next will be Snickers Bud in the McLaren. His time a bit slower than he probably would have hoped. Just get that lap times, change that to lap times. There's the tyre situation. Oh, that was on a medium tyre, so looking for a bit of a different strategy to the norm, the McLaren driver. Bit of jockeying for position on the back straight. Buster T16 goes past. An electric looking helmet he's got. What a design. Where do you plug it in, mate? As he comes round to the pit lane. So that's a fizzer. So who's going round again? Looks like Banana Cake Pie went round again, but no love on that lap. Hard to know who's going for a second hot lap and who isn't. They certainly don't muck around on their in-laps, that's for sure. There's a Williams there behind Jeff trying to grab a toe. Who was that? It was Kekon. Currently 11th on a 1:33.9. Showing how much of that hairpin you can use down there at turn 14. Currently on a 1:33.8, Kekon. CBF continued on his laps, has he? Might be pushing again. Already 2 under his belt on this set of tyres. 1:32.6 is the time he's trying to beat. Whips it into the final corner. Can he improve? Needs to find a second. Finds 8 tenths. 1:31.7. That'll put him 1.5 tenths behind the current provisional pole time. There's a McLaren about to cross the line. It's Deputy Dilldog about to commence a lap. So we'll go on board with the McLaren driver, negotiating that long first corner that tightens up before flicking it back into that slow turn 2 that opens right up. Well, it's turn 3 actually, opens up into turn 4. Turn 5 hardly needs to be negotiated, and he's just completed turn 6. Now the fast chicane, if you wish to call it that. Long left, shorter right, still long in its own right, and then double left-handers at 9. That's 10. Plenty of room on exit for the cars to accelerate down to one of the slower corners on the track. It's quick left at 11. And right into 12, which opens right up, well and truly, onto that long back straight. Can be a tricky one to get right. Plenty of time to be found and lost. And then DRS open down the back straight, and see the rear wing wide open. And then hard onto the brakes for the 45 mile per hour. Turn 14, hairpin. One more corner to negotiate. Quickish left-hander, so easy to get sucked wide on exit. And Deputy Dilldog goes onto the 6th row, 1:33.5. Now Mets, yet to set a time. There's still 6 of them down there. Yet to bank a lap. Mets in the Haas is about to put one in though. Just the... oh, geez. Had to rein it back in there out of the final corner. Good enough for 5th row spot. 1:32.8. Still a 1.3 seconds adrift of the fastest time. There's an Aston about to come over the line. I've lost him. Apologies. It was Buster. So he's just starting a hot lap. We might keep the medium tyre. There's the best. There's the times set and which tyre they were on. The Ferrari, Keycon and Snickers, Bud in the McLaren, all in the medium tyre. Buster looking to join him. Hasn't set a time yet, so it should be his fastest time, provided he doesn't invalidate the lap. Negotiates 11 now. Right through 12. He's got his teammate up ahead there in Codstar on his outlap. Can he get a toe? This could just come in handy. Look at that. Right in the sweet spot. Although, is Codstar going to get out of the way? He does. That's nice teamwork. Handy stuff for Buster. How much will that help him? His teammate jumps into the pits. Buster up to 12. Rounds out the 6th row of the grid. 1:32.7 on the medium. Bit of yellow flag in sector 2. That's just a Mercedes jumping out of the way of a Williams. Keycon on the outlap. Now we go with Drow in the Alfa Romeo. I believe this is Drow's first race in the league this season. Didn't compete last week. It was a full grid last week. Drow joins the party in the number 71 Alfa Romeo. What can he show? Has to do a little correction on the steering wheel coming out of 6. Now through the long corners. How does that car handle? Grips the road pretty well, but couldn't find the apex there on 8. Just under 7 minutes remain in the session. That time from Drow, I believe, was an improvement on his own, but 1/10 adrift of the fastest time currently held by Delicious in the Alpha Tauri. Scotty's in the meantime gone up to third with a 1:31.5, so Delicious setting quite a time there. He'll be looking to make up for the disappointments of last week. Second last, 19th, unfortunately, at Portimao. But we ride with Drow for the time being, who takes us into the pits. Not where we wanted to go. Aussie Blake not on a hot lap. CBF Rude taking us for a few laps. Did he not use DRS then? So I guess it's going to be an in-lap if that's the case, as we see pretty much indicated by the wide run. We'll try and find someone on a lap, maybe Kekon. He just finished a lap. Who's on an out lap? A lot of them keeping their powder dry currently, sitting in the pits there. Not a hell of a lot of action. We'll go with the Grim Reaper. Number 8 Ferrari comes down the start-finish straight. To commence another lap, he needs to find 1.1 seconds if he's to take the top spot. Nice and slow coming out of 1 and 2. Negotiates 3 and 4 pretty smoothly. That's 5, hardly a turn at all. 6. Using the right amount of curb. Got to get on the gas, not too soon. And now comes Slong, left-hander at 7. 8, right up against the curb, not on it. Put the gas down through 10 as you make your way down a short little section of straight to 11. This is looking pretty tidy from the Ferrari driver. Hard on the brakes at about the 105, 110 metre mark. Grim Reaper needs to find 1.1 seconds. Currently on the 5th row of the grid. He's just shy. Goes to the front row. But second. 131.4. Just pips out his teammate there, Wee91, who looks like has since switched over to the soft tyre to put in a quicker time. Abandons the medium tyre strategy. Speaking of Grim Reaper's teammate, Wee92 and the 69 Ferrari. What can he find? If he can find 3/10 on the lap, that'll be good enough for top spot. We welcome Gavin Arnold to the comments with just a handful of minutes to go in the session. Wee92 into 11. Flick back for 12. Take a bit of the curb. And then hard on the gas as it opens up. On exit. Flying down the back straight. Rear wing should open up any second now. There she goes. And look for that 100-metre marker board. Stamp on the brakes just before it. Through the curb at the apex and flick it left into the final corner. Hard on the gas. Wee92 goes to the top spot. Finds those required tenths, finds about half a second. 1:30.9, the first car into the 1 minute 30s. Good lap. We might just see where Delicious is. Can the AlphaTauri driver respond? Quick howdy to Broke Vegan in the comments. Thanks for joining us as we ride with Delicious in the AlphaTauri, looking to find a couple of tenths. Can he snatch that pole position spot back from the Ferrari driver of W92? He's going about it the right way. Purple's the middle sector. This could be close. Needs to find a nice run coming out of 12, 13. Down the back straight. Hard on the brakes. Sends the right-hand side wheels over the curb. Lines up the final corner. And takes us into the pits. That's a shame. But we move on. Aussie Blake, rounding out the 5th row, moves up 1 spot, stays 5th row, 1:32.0. And Buster joins us in the comments as well. So that'll be just about all she wrote. We've got the Mercedes of Rude. No, he's not on a hot lap. So that'll be it. W92. He finished last season with a hot run of form, and he's carrying it well and truly into this new season. 3rd last week at Portimao, and now pole position in preparation for the Chinese Grand Prix. I believe all the cars have finished their laps, so alright, we'll get those results on screen. There you have it. W921 from Delicious. That could be a spicy battle into the first corner. Chip 3rd, Grim Reaper 4th. 3rd row comprises of last week's race winner, Scotty, and the 2nd place man, Karma. AlphaTauri and Red Bull drivers respectively. Rude goes 7th, Kavuti 8th, Aussie Blake 9th, and Drow rounds out the top 10. We'll take a quick break. I'm going to be right back on the other side of this in time for the start of the Chinese Grand Prix. Please don't go anywhere. Start of the Chinese Grand Prix just moments away as the cars make their way into the third and final sector of the lap on their way back round to the grid. Looking forward to the start of this one. W92, can he convert that pole position into a victory? Delicious, and the rest of the pack will have something to say about that. Now, what's happened back there? Disqualifications. I saw a car running wide in the background. I think it was the Mercedes of Rude. Showing himself and Aussie Blake disqualified. Hopefully that's some sort of error. Broke Vegan cheering on Red Bull. Mighty Wombat joins us in the comments, I assume with a name like that, and cheering on Aussie and Karma, that he might be from Australia, and Gavin Arnold predicting some orgy-borgy in turn one. Let's see what happens. We got through the entire first race of the season without a safety car. See if the drivers can manage a bit more of the same today. Just moments away from the red light procedure. 5 red lights will come on, and when they're all extinguished, the race will commence. Here they come. The Chinese Grand Prix begins. And that looks like a pretty good start from Delicious. He's going to get a good line up the inside. Will he be close enough to make a move? Does not. W92 chops in front of him, holds on to his lead. It's going to be up to the rest of the field to jockey for that third position. Look at him, 3 abreast going round there. Mercedes contacts CBF chip. Little bit of rubbing of tyres between the Ferrari, the AlphaTauri, stuck on the outside. The Williams of Cavudi gets all out of shape, but manages to keep it together. Grim Reaper and Scotty go side by side into turn 6. Scotty takes the position and moves up one behind his teammate, Delicious. We got a yellow flag back there. It looks like the 2 Alpines, is it? Oh, this is a disaster start for the Alpine team. My name is Jeff, and Twitch Liddy dropping to the back of the pack immediately. Back out front, W92 from Delicious. Scotty there, still under a bit of pressure from Grim Reaper. There's going to be a bit more to be said about that battle for third place once they come to the back straight, as we see a battle going on here. A bit of wigging out from Karma and Buster. Buster and Karma side by side. The Red Bull goes right over to the inside of the track. He's way out of line there, as we see Aston. He's in trouble. I don't know what's going on there. Try and work it out. Here we see the Haas's of Metz behind Banana Cake Pie. Scotty held on to 4th from the Grim Reaper for now. Lap 1. Back there's a McLaren out of shape. It's Deputy Dilldog rejoining. Promotes the 2 Alpines a position each and finds himself at the back of the pack. Now, Grim Reaper's taken that spot back off Scotty, so it goes back to a Ferrari, AlphaTauri in the top 4. Chip right there just behind. We've got 2 cars in the pits. It's Rude, Karma, and Aussie Blake as well in the 2 Red Bulls. Have both come in. Better check the tyre situation there. They're going to take on the hards, try and go for a long, long run on the white-walled Pirelli. Got another yellow flag in Sector 1. I think that's Karma has had a bit of a moment. He has. Here's the Red Bull. Those hard tyres just weren't warmed up enough for his liking. He's about to probably drop back. Oh, keeps Rude out for now. But goes wide into 6. Opens the door for the Mercedes and lets him through. So back to the back straight. Now we ride with 4th place Scotty's got Chip behind. Grim Reaper in front there on your screens. Another yellow flag. It's Cavudi down there. He didn't quite make it through turn 13 successfully. Does so now. Car sounding like it was in all sorts, but gets going once more. So back to the front of the pack. W92 still unable to shake. Delicious. Frantic couple of laps out front. Scotty took third place briefly from Grim Reaper, and now finds himself defending fourth from Chip in the lead Mercedes. Chip gets a good run out of there. Will he be close enough to try something down into 11? The answer's no, but that AlphaTauri's not probably going to get the best run out of 13 here. Might have gathered it up. He's going to have some work to do. Somehow kept up with the Ferrari in front. DRS now open for both those cars in the pursuit of the Ferrari. They bunch up, nice and close. Now don't try anything silly. Still a long way to go, 25 laps of the allotted 28, and Scotty's going to come into the pits. So he's had enough of those soft tyres already. Looks like he's going to go for an alternate strategy, is he? Did he have damage? We'll stay with the AlphaTauri for now. We'll check out the pit stops, see if there's any damage repairs to take place. There is not. Quick change onto the mediums, and he wants to get out of that traffic. So he's going to try a bit of a different strategy. A few of them on the mediums now, and he'll get a bit of a clear track as Deputy Dilldog in front. But that's a very early pit stop. So back out front, Delicious and W92, the Ferrari driver, in the lead. They have broken away a little bit from third place Grim Reaper. He's got his own problems in the form of Chip and the Mercedes just behind him. These two putting on a pretty hot pace after the first 3.5 laps. Down the back straight they go. I'm not sure if Delicious triggered the DRS. He doesn't. He does. Okay, rear wing is open. So that'll help him pick up a few tenths down the back straight. 3 of them to be precise. And Chip, just behind, goes up into third. Grim Reaper couldn't resist him. Well, he gets a pretty good run through that last corner there. That could be interesting. Can he find a slipstream here? Not going to get it before the corner. He needs to think of something different if he needs to go past. Lap 5 of the Chinese Grand Prix. We've already seen a myriad of pit stops. We'll check the stops. We've seen Scotty Drow, Rude, Karma, Aussie Blake and Kavudi all stop once. Breadman Meekin in the Haas is in there. He's exiting the pits now and will just stay in front of Deputy Dilldog in 15th position. Holds the spot for the Haas team. Grim Reaper. Chip unable to shake the Ferrari. Gavin Arnold joining us in the comments, pointing out that he thinks the soft tyres are scrubbing out pretty quickly. Could be the case. We saw that early pit stop from Scotty, who's down there now in 13th. He had a bit of clear track. He's about to close in on the 2 Alpines. Oh, and we're with Grim Reaper. He comes into the pits. I don't know if he got his lines all mixed up on entry. I think that's going to cost him a bit of time. He went over to the left. I'm not sure what that was about. It cost him at least half a second to a second. Not too dramatic. Not all's lost. But either way, he's going to try and undercut the Mercedes, or at least keep ahead of Buster there, who now gets promoted to 4th in the lead Aston Martin. So cars pitting all over the place at all different times. We'll have a bit to keep an eye on here. Actually, what's happened? Delicious has, I think he's had a bit of a moment. He's dropped off the back of We92. Those two were out by about 3 seconds on their own to the next car down the track. Suddenly, Delicious finds himself 4.5 seconds adrift and in the DRS range of Chip in the Mercedes. Yeah, get to see the difference in the top speeds of the cars now. Not a lot, actually. Does he have the DRS? He did not. I got that wrong. Thought he was within the 1 second range as they went through the DRS detection zone, which is just at the entry of turn 12. Here comes Chip and Delicious into the pits now. Buster stays out. Wee stays out in the Ferrari. Mercedes, who can get these cars turned around the quickest. Delicious comes out now. That's going to be close. Stays in front. This could be interesting. Grim Reaper's about to get involved there, I think. Does he catch Chip? Closed in pretty close. Timed just nicely from Chip and Delicious. But worth noting, they both came out behind Scotty, who stopped earlier. So Scotty's made that work well. Not only has he made it work, but 2 seconds up the road. Rudy gets the first of the penalties of the day, the unenviable award. There's the tyre situation. We92 stays out, so I think we're seeing the evidence that the undercut's working, and very strong indeed, but We stays out. Does he have a different strategy in mind? So cars lined up right down the back straight now. 9 of them at one time. We've got a McLaren off. I don't think it's Snickers, but I think it's Deputy Dilldog doing donuts in the gravel trap. That's going into turn 8. Might have clipped the grass on entry. Gets going once more. We'll try and get a look and see if he's got any damage on that McLaren. I think the front left end plates are goner, so he might have had a bit of a rub with the wall. By the looks of it. So up ahead, We still leads. There's a battle going on between the current 3rd and 4th place runners. Just trying to see, they haven't stopped yet. So top 7 have yet to stop. But they started on the medium. They won't be interested in stopping yet. Maybe they won't even be interested in taking on a soft tyre. Scotty has got through the 2 Alpines in the meantime. And it's going to be up to Delicious next to try and scythe his way through the Alpine butter. But he's got to be careful. Chip right there waiting for him to slip. Clean up any of the scraps. Twitch Liddy in front with TRS of his own. The AlphaTauri can't get... Oh! I have to say he couldn't get close enough. Almost did right on the apex. Only ran straight into the gearbox of Twitch Liddy. Down the start, finish straight. I think Twitch Liddy might be a sitting duck this time. Hangs onto it though. 3-second time penalty goes to Drow down there in 14th. Now the Alpine submits. AlphaTauri goes through. Chip will want to get through in the Mercedes as quick as he can if he's to keep on the back of Delicious. Can't do it though. About to go through the fast left and right section. It's not going to be the place to go through there either. Now W92 has since stopped and he just come out in front of Scotty, 1.2 seconds ahead. 4 lap younger tyres. Here goes the Mercedes of Chip now up the inside of Twitch Liddy. Takes 11th, but he won't be in DRS range. That's interesting. That's interesting. Won't be in DRS range. Might have been better served just waiting to make that move, because I think the Alpine behind will get the DRS. Does. The Mercedes doesn't. And in the meantime, it's worked for Delicious, who goes past the second of the Alpines. Still keeping up with his teammate Scotty. It's on the hards. Scotty might be in tyre conservation mode, we're not sure. And there in the front of your screen you can see Wee, who's advantaged even more now. He's picked up DRS on Keycon in front there in 6th. Buster is your leader in the Alpine up front, yet to make a stop. Neither have the top 4 runners. They've all started the race on the medium tyre, and then 5th and 6th, Codstar and Keycon also yet to stop, and they started on the hard. Actually, Wee has just passed Keycon for 6th. I think that'll be a crucial move in helping him get away from Scotty, who's now in Keycon's DRS range. Find where they are. Down there on that little mini back straight between 10 and 11. Scotty's going to get DRS on Keycon here, but Delicious is also going to get it on Scotty. So we'll keep an eye on this run down the back straight. Not the best exit from the Williams driver. Closes in on Keycon, and here behind with a perfect view of all the action, grandstand tickets to the move, is Delicious. Watches it all unfold. He'll need to get on with it and get through soon if he's to try and do anything about Scotty in 7th. W92 just having a fat old time out front. Sets the fastest lap, a 1:35.1. I think he's sitting fairly pretty at the moment, but a lot of alternating strategies here. Barely 2 cars on the same strategy. A lot to unfold yet. We're only on lap 11. We've just barely gone past 1/3 distance. Delicious seems to have the car set up today. He's making those hards work well. Seemingly better than the mediums of Scotty. Scotty just can't escape at the moment. Rude's down there in 16th, making a move on the Red Bull. Well, attempting to. The Red Bull of Aussie Blake almost cuts back on Rude. But the Mercedes driver hangs on to 16th position for now. Back out front is the leader at the moment by 7 seconds. It's Buster in the Aston Martin ahead of Banana Cake Pie. As I mentioned, those front 4 runners. Oh, actually, Banana Cake Pie just gets passed by Met going into the hairpin. Snickers Bud right there behind, waiting to pick up any scraps left on the table. Oh, and gets out of shape in the last corner, does Banana Cake Pie. Are those the scraps that Snickers was after? DRS just might help Banana Cake Pie fight another day. agonisingly slow section. Oh, and he's spun it as Metz. He's given it away. Oh, and that's painful to watch. Spins it again, trying to get going. He just wanted to get going as quick as he could. The Haas driver. Oh dear, I think that's all but ruined his race. He'd be just about praying for a safety car now. That is a shame for Metz. Didn't race last week, looking to make a bit of an impact. Unfortunately, that's not... He's looking a bit out of shape there going into 7. Thought he was about to chuck it off again. Now, just up the road ahead, those two Alpines who have been holding hands since their incident at the start of the race. Got a yellow flag in Sector 3. It's not Metz again, is it? I think it was, unfortunately. No, and up ahead, my name is Jeff's gone wide. He's smoking up the tyres there on the exit of 13. And that was the part of the calendar where we saw Mark Webber back in 2013 do a jump through the air. Airborne time. Might have been a different year. Jeff keeps going. Position changes going on down the midfield as Banana Cake Pie and Twitch Liddy jump into the pits. 4 new tyres behind them. Twitch Liddy joins the pit party and Metz as well following his spin. So that should leave just Snickers Butt, I think, as the only car not to have stopped. Okay, Codstar in 3rd as well. Actually, Jeff hasn't stopped. Unfortunately, just Jeff caught such a demotion at the start, but never got to catch up. There's another... I think Metz is having a hell of a time of it here. He's gone off again, coming out. So Snickers Bud's still yet to stop. 12 lap old mediums. Serving him fairly well at the moment. Delicious has since gone past Scotty, which was almost to be expected. And now the next man lining him up is Chip here in the Mercedes. Ducks right, goes back to the left, side by side. It's going to be tough to hold it around the outside there. I think Scotty knows that and used just enough track, just all that he needed to keep the Mercedes driver out of there. And Codstar sets the fastest lap on 13 lap old hards, so those hards seem to be working pretty well for some of the drivers. Delicious and Codstar making them work well. Driver who, as I mentioned, it gets past. Is he there? Looking a tad ghosty. What's going on with Codstar? Anyway, take a look back up front. We 92 closing in now on the McLaren of Snickers Bud. There's a Red Bull out wide. I think that's Karma letting them through. As they come around on the start-finish straight. Can't see the interval gap. Does he get DRS? He does. Opens up. Closes in on the McLaren. Won't get close enough this time. Zooms in under brakes. Looks like Cod Stars managed to rejoin on lap 15 of 28 of the Chinese Grand Prix. If you're just joining us, it's round 2 of the PlayStation Pacific Open Series Tier 1 Championship. You're riding with CBF Chip in the lead Mercedes, tracking down last week's winner of round 1, Scotty, in the AlphaTauri, who just can't seem to get a handle on that AlphaTauri today. But still a long way to go. Anything can happen. Maybe that car will perform a bit better on a lighter fuel load. Lost all my interval times there on the timing sheet, but both these cars are going to get DRS. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough to save Scotty from CBF. It's a repeat of the prior lap as they go side by side around the turn 13 hairpin. I can't spit it out, but CBF Chip spits out on the other side. It's Delicious ahead for them to try and track down, but Scotty can't do it. And CBF Chip takes 4th spot. Scotty tried and tried, but it was all in vain. Mercedes just a bit too superior at the moment. There's the 2 Aston Martins just a bit further down the track there in 6th and 7th. Caught in their own little duel with Grim Reaper tacking onto the back. Keekon's come into the pits finally in that Williams, so is that the last of the stoppers? No, Snickers Bud, of course. Silly me. Still out there in 2nd. Gonna hang on to those tyres as long as he can. He's gonna try and hang on to him and then go soft to the end by the looks of it. That's going to be a long stint on the mediums if that's the case, unless he's going to chuck on a pair of set of hards soon and crash those to the absolute end. We've got a car off. It's an Alpine, I think. Trying to find him is Jeff. He's got him going once more. Needs to watch out behind Metz. No, Metz must get through. So never mind, we go back to our interval times on the timesheets. Here goes Chip now, he's on the move. Delicious had that speed earlier on, but the medium's showing that little bit more pace right now. And he closes right in on the back of the AlphaTauri. Didn't take him too long. Scotty will want to try and stay in touch there, see if he can get a piece of the action. Could be on for young and old once they reach the back straight. Between turns 13 and 14. Huge back straight here at the Chinese track. Plenty of DRS action to be had. W92 still out front in the meantime. Running a pretty solid race. Now, what can Chip do? He can put his eyes forward. Doesn't have to worry about Scotty. Scotty did not get in the DRS zone. Here comes Chip closing in under brakes as they get to the hairpin, but not close enough. Was that Scotty ducking into the pits? It was the 93 AlphaTauri after that early stop. Very early stop on the softs. Comes in for another set of softs. Okay, softs or medium? What's it going to be? The mediums are ready. The mediums go on. You won't have to worry too much about conserving those tyres. You can probably give those a good old red hot thrashing towards the end as he comes out of the pits in 9th spot. And he can give that AlphaTauri a big push to the end. So we'll check in with our leader. We 92 out front there with 10.5 laps to go. Ferrari driver looking pretty cushy. He's run a pretty solid race. Does he pit again? Does he try and run those mediums right to the end? He's had a pretty quiet time of it out front. Probably plenty of time to save those tyres as much as possible. I'd like to think he could probably take those to the end, but we don't know. We got a yellow flag. I think Karma at the... It's not Karma, it's Aussie Blake. Oh, Aussie Blake, look out! Don't bring out the safety car, mate. He's managed to avoid damage by the look of it. It's going into 9. Oh, he's going to go around again. It's amateur hour down here. It turns 9 and 10. Aussie Blake in the 94. Red Bull putting on a bit of a show for the crowd. Now gets going. Just hang on to it there, bud. Now, Snickers Bud finally came into the pits there. That would be the last of the pit stops, would it not be? Have I missed anyone? Oops, wrong. That's it. The final stop's made. So he's got to make those soft tyres go 10 laps. He's come out in front of Scotty there. He shouldn't have a problem holding pace on the AlphaTauri driver for these next few laps. But will the tyres hang on? Scotty needs to be patient. CBF Chip and Mercedes has made his second stop, now 1.2 seconds behind Scotty. As we see Aussie Blake come into the pits after his incident. Here goes Snickers Bud Andral for 6th place, and Scotty follows him. Oh, geez, follows him right through and almost right up into the back of the McLaren. Avoids an incident, that's the main thing. Down the back straight, we've got Codstar and Kavoudi. Codstar goes through with the assistance of DRS, takes 13th place. Sorry, Kavoudi takes 12th place and jumps into the pits. There's Keek on further ahead now, stalking Twitch Liddy. And Kavoudi has departed, so he's DNF'd, he's out. Kavoudi leaves us. And unfortunately, like Metz last week, gets the unenviable award of last place for the day. Not to worry, plenty more rounds left to get it done. As we go, we better check in with our leader, We92, looking large and in charge, leading a Ferrari 1-2 at the moment. 13 seconds ahead of his teammate. We'll check the tyre situation. There it is, 11 lap young mediums. Hanging on pretty nicely, unlike Metz, who's in all sorts down there. Gets his Haas pointing in the right direction once more and continues on. Now, second place battle hotting up between Buster and Grim Reaper. The hards, only 7 laps old with about 7 to 8 laps remaining, so he'll be able to give those tyres a right old thrashing in his pursuit of the Grim Reaper, looking to split up that Ferrari 1-2 as it stands. DRS open, trails the Ferrari. Will he go late on the brakes up the inside? Does not. Decides to hold a superior line, but it won't do him much good if he's going to try a move at turn 16. No way through there. Oh, and that was that Delicious in the background? Looking all sorts out of shape, but here goes Buster now into turn 1, up the inside of the Ferrari. Can Grim Reaper do anything about it on the outside, which now becomes the inside for turn 3? But the answer's no. Buster keeps him out and holds second position. Metz again. Metz in all sorts down here in 16th place. Back to we up front. We saw Deputy Dilldog down there, currently last of the on-track runners. He's in the pits. Checking with Scotty and Snickers Bud, because they're being pursued now by Chip in the Mercedes, is it? Or is he... Yeah, he's got pretty fresh medium. Snickers Bud not doing it too bad at the head of the pack. It's the battle for 6th. Scotty 7th, Chip 8th. They make their way onto the start-finish straight. The ride with Scotty has got Chip closing in behind. Closes in on Snickerbud ahead. Oh, they're bunching up. There's a lot going on in that hairpin there. But Scotty hangs on to it and drives off into the distance. Well, maybe not into the distance. I think Snickersbud's going to have something to say about it yet. And with the help of DRS, it could be into turn 1. No, not close enough this time. Buster spun. Oh dear, he was looking so good. We missed that one, but thank you, Gavin Arnold, for pointing that out. Buster, he was up there having split the Ferraris. Now drops back to 4th spot. That is a shame. And all of a sudden, Delicious back in the hunt, looking to take back his 2nd place. This is a battle on merit. Similar tyre life between Delicious and those hards of Grim Reaper. So it's going to be a duel to the end. He92 in the meantime just ever increases his lead. And he can just look after those tyres pretty nicely. Delicious with the DRS, opens the rear wing. Can he close in on the Ferrari and get close enough to make a move? He's thinking about it, switches back to the outside. It's a good way to defend that corner, and the Ferrari does it beautifully. Holds 2nd position, goes through 16, and will commence lap 24, still ahead of Delicious, but how long for? Is he going to defend turn 1? Oh, that was a bit of a late move. Geez, weaving all over the place. Grim Reaper and Delicious. I think Grim Reaper deliberately let himself go wide there to take this inside run into 3. Does just that, but I don't think that's going to serve him too well as they make their way down to turn 6, charging side by side. Oh, and the Ferrari goes wider on entry. He's going to try and go around the outside, the Grim Reaper. This is quite the battle. And he's going to hang on into turn 7 and 8. Oh, good little duel that. Bit of spice towards the end of the Chinese Grand Prix. And apparently Codstar sets the fastest lap in 4 seconds, so on your Codemasters, that's good. Grim Reaper third. Somehow it's showing Codstar as the leader. Don't know why. Ignore that, please. And Codstar leaves the session. So, 3 laps remain. Or maybe 4. That lap ticked over pretty quick. We've got a yellow flag down there. I think Deputy Dill Dog is doing Deputy Donuts in the dirt. But gathers it up, keeps going. He'll have to come in and get that damage repaired. Back with Delicious, who has gone through on the Grim Reaper. Made it stick this time. Fortunately, we missed that. Checking out the McLaren. Can the Grim Reaper hang on there and stay within DRS zone as they get, or DRS range as they get towards the back straight? You need to stay within, you need to be within 1 second of the car in front when you go through the DRS detection zone as marked on the map down there. Between turns 11 and 12 where we're seeing, I think it's Rude having all sorts of problems down there. But the Grim Reaper's going to do it. Stay within that 1 second range. He'll get DRS. Will he be close enough to make a move? 8 tenths adrift. What is that DRS advantage worth? We're about to find out. Delicious weaving to try and cut the toe. Looks like it was good enough for about 3 tenths? 3 tenths. So not close enough. Delicious holds on to second spot at the moment. Ignore the timing screen. Codstar is not your leader. Don't know what's going on there. And a decent little battle going on for 5th place too. Scotty's just been under fire all day. Chip there in 6th. Banana Cake Pie there in 7th. I think he's been passed. Further back down the field, Buster there in 9th, trying to recover. He's gone further down. I'm not sure what's happening to Buster. It's all unravelling for the Aston Martin driver. He suddenly finds himself trying to close in on 8th. As we look down from well above. Oh, and that's... was that Delicious? Who was that? Scotty. Scotty chucked it off. Just went AWOL, as we saw from the chopper cam. Came out of the last corner. I don't know if Scotty will agree with me, but that AlphaTauri of his looks to have been a handful all day. And really showed it there. And now he's got Snickers Bud closing in, who himself has Buster closing in and passing him. Goes through. Goes right through. So Scotty just in all sorts at the moment. Doesn't pit. Does he have damage? I think he avoided the fence. Looks like it. No visible damage from what I can see. Tom Charleston. What's going on with Codstar? Yeah, I don't think he's in front. It's just he just suddenly showed up on the timing sheets as in front. I'm not even sure if he's really in the session or what. It just suddenly showed that he did a 4-second fastest lap. Yes, 4 seconds. And has suddenly shown up at the top of the timing sheet. So he's not in for 22. Your man on screen. Just He holds a comfortable gap. He's looked after those tyres well all day. From pole position, just managed the race beautifully. There was a myriad of pit stop strategies going on throughout the race. A whole host of drivers doing a whole host of different strategy options. But these timing sheets, they're all over the place. I think we've still got 1 lap to go now. So yeah, Codstar's the one triggering those lap times. But yes, a whole host of drivers doing a whole host of different strategy options. But the man who's made it work the best at the moment, We92, done a fantastic job out front. And he just has to negotiate his final lap. CBF Rude going for prize of fastest lap down there in 17th. Meanwhile, back in 3rd, Grim Reaper trying to close in on Delicious. This little battle is going to go right to the end. Can Delicious hold on to 2nd place? Rude's done his fastest lap and promptly jumps out of everyone's way so as not to cause a drama. We'll just stick with these two for now, Grim Reaper and Delicious. I don't even... Is he going to get DRS? Did he drop out of DRS range there? Coming onto the back straight. He has. So I think that'll be all she wrote as far as that battle's concerned. Meanwhile, up front, We921 takes the Chinese Grand Prix victory and the checkered flag. Great race. From lights to finish. Made his intentions well known into the first corner. Delicious holds... Oh, was there a penalty there? Was there? Did I completely miss that? Yeah, he needs a 3-second gap. Did not see that on screen. So, that gives us a Ferrari 1-2. We921 from Grim Reaper. Delicious will grab 3rd. I think he'll be probably a bit disappointed he didn't get 2nd, but have to be happy with that after last week's 19th place. He's done pretty well there. Chip grabs 5th. Banana Cake Pie there. 6th. Scotty had a dog of a day. Probably did pretty well to grab 7th place. Last week's winner comes crashing back to earth. Unfortunately, Buster. Opportunity lost for the Aston Martin driver, but he's got plenty of races to make up for it. So there we have it. Ferrari 1-2. We92. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but he's carrying... yeah, driver of the day, not... We92 carrying that form from the end of last season into this season. He was just on an upward spiral and now really starting to reap the results. Gonna have to fight that bloke for his trophy, I think, but... And Grim Reaper with a solid 2nd. 8th last week, 2nd this week. And that will put the Ferraris in a solid position in the Constructors' Championship. So we'll get the full list of results for you shortly. There you have them on screen. 1st to 14th. Godstar. Don't know what happened there. We92 from Grim Reaper, from Delicious. Chip in the Mercedes. Started 3rd, hung on to 5th. Did pretty well. And Banana Cake Pie, possible contender for driver of the day. We didn't get the real driver of the day, but I think Banana Cake Pie did pretty well to get up there in 6th from 11th. Buster, he'll be ruining that spin. Tried an alternate strategy and it all but paid off. I couldn't hang on to it. So that'll be all she wrote for the Round 2 edition of the PlayStation Pacific Open Series Tier 1 Championship from China. It's been a pleasure to bring you all the action. Great to have you with us throughout the coverage. If there's anything you wish to mention to us, chuck it in the comments there. We always appreciate your feedback. Anything you like, dislike, let us know. Hopefully you can join us for next week's action in Round 3. But until then, it's bye for now.